You know how many people I've heard say a strain of that? Take last week, last month, last number of years. Along the lines of, if we don't pull ourselves together, if we don't come together, if we don't unify, if we don't realize what's really important and focus on that, then God help us. No, I don't disagree with the sentiment, but I think it's futile. Come together with who? Would somebody tell me what there is of what we saw last Thursday and Friday on the Democrat side to come together with? You go to the protest on Kavanaugh right now outside the District Court of Appeals in Washington. You tell me what there is to come together on. You tell me. Let me tell you one of the reasons why this country is roiled. And I'm going to repeat something. Have you ever wondered why they don't have any abortion protests in the UK? Or if they do, I mean, they're minor, they're skirmishes, you never hear about them. Because abortion became legal in the UK in the House of Commons. It was voted on. Everybody had their chance to make the case. Do you realize, folks, 80%, if not more, of the liberal agenda that is governing the culture of this country has not passed in our Congress or legislatures. 80% of the destructive pop culture impulses of the American left have been forced on us by courts. And that is why all of this, among many other reasons, is so crucial to the Democrat Party. Because they cannot. Look at gay marriage and all these other things. None of that happened in the United States Congress via legislation. There were periphery bills on it, but most all of this stuff, including other cultural things, happened because judges either reject legislation to defeat this stuff, or they impose their own political views, like Roe versus Wade was imposed in 1973 in the Supreme Court. And because there have not been actual votes, Democratic votes, on some of these key seminal issues, we are constantly roiled. The Democrats do not want votes on these issues because they've not gotten to the point where they would win them. And if you think they would, take a look at the 8 years of Obama. What did Obama do? What did he have to do to get his agenda enacted? Congressional action? No. The only one was Obamacare, and that required a bunch of trickery. And there wasn't a single Republican vote for it. Obama got everything he wanted done via executive action and executive order, which is one reason why Trump's had such ease repealing it. So a majority of people in this country are forced to live in a culture that they reject and yet has not been voted on. Now, you tell me where there is common ground to come together. Yeah, it's a wonderful sentiment, and it makes whoever says it sound reasonable and heartfelt, but it's just words as far as I'm concerned. Anybody can say it. No, Mr. Stem, I'm not criticizing Ben Stein. He just reminded me, God help us if we don't pull ourselves together. How in the hell is that going to happen? Do you realize the American left doesn't think but one thing? The only thing wrong in America is that we're alive, folks. As far as these insane lunatics on the left are concerned, the only problem they've got is that we are alive and have the ability to oppose them. Now, how do you pull ourselves together with that? I don't see how it is possible, which is why I have a constant refrain. They need to be defeated. And that is why Donald Trump is so important, irreplaceable, and valuable. He's prominent on our side, gets it, understands it, and attempts to do just that, defeat them. Rather than kowtow to them, rather than try to make it look like we're interested in cooperation, crossing the aisle, extending the friendly finger of fickle and fate, hoping against hope that we can come together, find common ground, and once again rediscover our national purpose. Our national purpose is under assault. Our national founding and purpose and objectives is under a blistering attack by a bunch of people I think actually are not completely healthy. They're in bad health, and that bad health is exploited and used by the Democrat Party and the American left. And political issues are made out of psychological disorders. And the purpose of all that is revenge and punishment. And people, the left thinks, are standing in their way. It's normal versus abnormal, if you want to really get down to what this is all about. And I need to know where and with whom and how we pull ourselves together with the abnormal. They haven't the slightest interest in it, even if people on our side do. So yeah, it's a nice sentiment. It's a sweet-sounding sentiment. We don't pull ourselves together and focus on what's important and lasting in human life, then we're going to go down into, well, we don't have anything in common, including on what's important in life. When you've got whatever percentage of our population has been taught, has been brought up to hate this country and a majority of its citizens, and then has been taught that the reason they're miserable and unhappy is because of a majority of people in this country. There's not much else that can explain this kind of rage, temperament, misery, and anger, which is constant, and it's never assuaged. They're never happy, no matter what they win or what they get. They are never happy. I'd love to be able to come together, folks. I just don't see anybody to do it.